5 poems. If there's going to be civil war, it's a matter of inventing what compassion is for. When you find yourself astonished to be sitting smack inside of one of the combatant camps, it's your war too. No conviction strong enough to put you on the outside of it. Coconut monk in no man's land, accommodating escapees from both worlds, having had enough of being right and the struggle to preserve not values, not yours, not theirs, but existence itself. That's your side of the inequality. The other, you can't even say it in a form the enemy would recognize. The rift is that inevitable, the time's that bad. Paleo people, at one with your dream? But why call it dream? You were oh so wakeful as the pale moon rain catheterized your blood mind, as your fluids fluent with luminous gnawings. Did you peer into the opalescent moonstones incised in the caverns of your skulls? Descry in horror or invent with bitter willfulness the epics to come? Our epics, when the outrage of exaggerated numeracy would overwhelm the moonlight and drive the living corpuscles and their gnawings first into the margins, then into plasmas so occluded that all manifest glory in its cosmic display should become the night epics, when only the night were real, only the night were refuge, and the mind itself devolved to dream indeed. But the dream says, leave me be. Your uses of me do not serve me. I do not come to improve your progeny or unravel such confusion as your inattention devises from my dream-working operancy. Nor do the daily matters you assume that I rearrange for you in any way concern me. I have my own afflictions to evolve, and do so on your turf for my convenience only. Must I rue my intensities that do convene before you, or that the screen on which I project them I commandeer from you? Contrariwise, I must admit, however, that I suffer from the interventions you perform upon me. You have turned your organs into vigorous animals, each with its particular engine, to scorch the imaginal materium that is my proper operancy. Scorched by your avidities, I am so horribly dry that neither your somnolent inwardness nor my productive inventory of wakeful performances can any longer assemble themselves to troll the very underbody of being, so you too are inconvenienced by your own operancy. Leave me be. Let our ways no more converge. Let the waters of infinite elsewheres mutually fecundate our matters, and we, each to each, through radical severance, recover the syzygy. Whose gods are we, say the stones? Whose gods are we, say the vernal branches flourishing? Say the ceremonial gems bedazzled on their bezels, the fashioned clay made true by fashioning hands? Whose gods are we, say the thunderstones, say the rolling magmas poised in living mountains, the aqueous mother quilt of teeming islands, mounds that rise as mountains out of Egyptian oceans? Whose gods are we, choir the galaxies, the nebulae in excess of prurient telescopy, before the mind of man and its suppliant terrors entered trance before us, before the orange skies flaming over Malibu, before the grand vacuities, whisperings impossible surging from the hills, whose gods are giant vegetables, before the trees descended, before implacable concourse of atmosphere and attitude, event and contemplation. Before your abominable conception that is history, your bank vault intellects, your chisels and your armaments. Whose gods are we, retreating into ourselves, absconding with all moribund positivities into our own abode, cashed out beyond all crank invisibilities? We bide the stone.